Good evening, all. Happy Monday and welcome. This is North Shore Preparedness. In case you didn't realize that when you clicked on North Shore Preparedness, hope everyone's well and you're not having as dreary and rainy a Monday where you are as I am. So yeah, we got an interesting sort of little topic here for you this evening. For those who care to participate, we'll do the skinny as usual. We'll share that out. Hey, Deez, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. America First, welcome. Oh, hava. Good evening to you. Here's the rooster. Doing well, my friend. How are you? Rebecca, good to see you. Lisa Hoffer, Sean in Alaska. Brother, I didn't happen to catch your video on Sunday. I'll have to go and look for that. I was asking somebody else. It's like I didn't see Sean's video for Sunday, and they told me like, oh yeah, no, he posted one. It's like, all right, I'll have to go watch then. And it's good to see you. Hey Sam, how you doing? Wendy Benjamin, good evening. Sharon Jackson, welcome. Hey Patricia, good to see you. Jeffrey, all the way from Joplin, Missouri. Good to see you, Jeffrey. Mr. Southern Boy Prepper, how you doing? Welcome. There's John H, all the way from Bonnie, Scotland. Can't stay. Early starts. I completely get it. Yeah, John's 5-6 hours ahead of us, so totally get it. Yeah, do what you need to do, John. Hey, Joe. Good to see you. Rooster, you're doing good. Good. Michael DePaul, welcome. Colleen Rich Pickett, how you doing? Oh, it's doing well. That's good. That's great to hear. Well, I always look forward to your videos. It's just my Sunday was a little bit wonky this week, so I didn't get to it at my normal time, and maybe it wasn't in my feed or whatever at the time, but I will get to it because I look forward to seeing them. So, hey Terry, how you doing? Charlie Knoll. Regan says hello. Well, hello, Regan. Traveling to Mississippi. Well, that's wonderful. Scrappy Cat saying it was a good video. Chicken Buddy's in there. That's cool. Hey, Betsy. Kenneth, good to see you. Outside Chicago. Well, very nice to see you here, and welcome. Hey, Jevon. Good to see you. The rooster's coming in from Holden, Missouri. Okay. Iron Man. Yeah, Iron Man. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Wood stove or propane? Unless that's a question for someone else. Hey, Treasures in Kentucky. If it's a question for me, please highlight it in all caps or highlight my name so it makes it easy for me to see. These eyes aren't getting any younger. Guilt free. Good to see you. Welcome. New Mexico. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I believe Cliff is from New Mexico as well. Melanie from Saskatchewan. 40 Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it's 44 here, so it's not terrible. But we'll get to the skinny there. We'll get to the hellos and welcoming folks in. Hey, Malachi, Brenda, good to see you. Huga, welcome. Huga Homestead, good to see you. Monte, good to see you as well. East, there you are. How you doing, brother? Donna, welcome. Tammy, always good to see you. Warrior Cheryl Ann, hello, and happy Monday. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? Sorry, Tiny Titan. Why I read that wrong, I have no idea. You're popping in for a short. All right, you got work. You do what you got to do. It's life before YouTube. 556, good to see you as always. Me and you, Acres. What is up? Rainy day up there as well, I would expect. You're just down the highway, so. Yeah, one backs up the other, for sure. It depends what your living accommodation is. Some folks just can't have a wood stove. You could have a backup as a, like a little hot tent wood stove if you're in an apartment or something like that, if you have a place to vent it correctly. Things like that. And then propane, like Sean said, as a backup. So ADK man, there you are. Welcome. Good to see you. Oh, it's pouring rain. Well, it's raining here too. Shift kicker. Look at you. Come on in. Welcome. It's good to see you. Oh, there's Rhonda Richter. Welcome. Good to see you. Hey, Wing Mom, all the way from North Carolina. Lovely to see you. All right, M Hammer's already starting to chime in with the skinny. If you guys want to do the skinny, I see some new names here. So welcome to anyone who's new. We always live stream Mondays at 7 here. It's an earlier live stream for folks who got to go to bed and get up early for their job or whatever it might be. But we do this thing that's called the skinny, and that's roughly where you're from. Roughly, we don't want your address or nothing or your postal code. Roughly where you're at, what your fuel price is, if you've seen the price of ground beef in the last few days, and if you're seeing ridiculous temperatures, like what your temperatures are, just to keep your neighbors informed, right? It's one of the things we do just to stay apprised of what's going on, right? Dagmar, I see you there. Welcome. Hey, morning. How you doing? Evening, morning. I did click the thumbs up. I think that's a ripoff from Bugs Bunny, and Warner Brothers is going to come for you. Morning. Oh, East is always busy doing something. He's either chasing around small children or or getting to the phone or whatever. Hey, Vitra, how you doing? .4 inches in one day. Record-breaking. Wow. You over in Arizona or where you at? I heard some dry place had a whole bunch of rain yesterday. Tiny Titans chiming in. Yeah, so if you guys want to go ahead, when you jump in, just let everyone know what the skinny is. It's one way we try and help our brothers and our sisters out just by staying informed of what's going on. Vitra. Oh, also Alberta. Okay. We're getting some new folks in from Alberta, which is great. You know, the more people that chime in from different areas, I think that's fantastic, right? I can think of 4 or 5 folks who chime in just from Alberta, so that's awesome. 49 degrees at 6:08 p.m. All right, well, it's 7:09 here now. 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Ground beef for the crappy stuff is still running $6 a pound. Haven't seen any spike in that. Butterballs, Shift is saying, is $1.99. That's kind of what we see them here for. Do you know what, East? You're going to be until they can learn how to stir the KD themselves or the soup or whatever, right? Hey, Cosmic, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Let me see. Yeah, fuel. $1.47.9, and I hadn't done the conversion on that just yet. So let me just go ahead and I'll do the quick math on that for you guys and gals, my American brothers and sisters. $1.47.9 times 3.785 equals, which will give us 1 U.S. gallon of $5.59.8 a gallon. So fuel is up here a little bit. I think it was $5.50 last week, so it's up nearly a dime a gallon, and that's not uncommon here for them to jack it up a penny. Then a couple days later, they'll jack it up another penny per liter, right? Let me see. Cindy Ham, there you are. Welcome. Combat Bacon, how you doing? 52 degrees and wet. Yeah, it's wet here. I just finished delivering like a 7-pound homemade beefaroni casserole to the gentleman who rents the place in front of me. Stars, I see you there. Welcome. Pennsylvania 70. Due for storms. Gotcha. Yeah, fuel's going up. And I mean, we've seen it in the past. Like about 15 years ago, we saw a fuel spike here at $1.36. Maybe it's a little bit more than 15 years now. $1.36.9 a liter. And at that time, it was just crazy. That was a crazy, crazy, crazy price. Jeep, good to see you. Welcome. And Hammer, if I hadn't said hello. Sam's Beef, $3.27. I think Mr. Tom was shouting out $3 ground beef on his latest. He went to the stores to check out what was going on and see if there was Tammy Shirk, all the way from Belleville, Ontario. They'll be having the same weather as I am. Might be a little cooler, but probably rating around the same. $1.57. Sean G. From France. Oh, Sean G. Well, welcome. It's great. You're chiming in, Sean G. from France. I don't know that we get a lot of people chiming in from France, but it's awesome. The more countries we can get to chime in, I think it's great because it helps us all get a global aspect as to what's going on, right? Cabbage rolls. There you go, Raptor. Oh, man. I was cooking earlier, guys and gals, and all right, sometimes I apologize. Sheila B., I see you there. I try and say hi to everyone, and I try to get all the comments and stuff like that. That's Canadian dollars, but I don't know what the exchange is. Maybe if somebody could share in with Marfool's Gold, if one of my moderators could pop up what the exchange is, the American exchange, American to Canadian. I think it's $1.20 or $1.25 or something like that. $2.99 a pound at Foodland. Really? I didn't get to Foodland today. But I'll definitely be going back there this week. So, yeah, the more, hey, Carrot Top, welcome. The more people we see chiming in from different countries, we get a good global aspect of, or a better global aspect of what's going on. You know, part of the skinny is too, if you're in different parts of the globe, like I'm in Canada myself, there's plenty of my American brothers and sisters in here. We got someone from Scotland, now France. Usually we have people from the British Isles, sometimes Norway, Australia, so we can get a decent global aspect as to what's going on. And part of the skinny is if you know what's going on in your area, if there's any political madness going on, you know what I mean? With this whole global situation we've been enduring for 2 years, right? Klingon Princess, boom. I am loving this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyone doesn't know, Klingon Princess made this for me and sent it all the way from beautiful Northern California. And it's a heater-upper thing. You put it in the microwave for a minute, stick it on your back, and feels real good. Feels real good. Thank you. It helps my back. It really does. Well, Bland's Promised Land Ranch. $3.06 a gallon. I wish I was paying that. Oh, and lots of empty shelves. Okay. I haven't seen any empty shelves. I've seen full shelves. But the prices are going nuts. You know. There's a lot of people reporting in from all over different places with empty shelves. Okay. Hey, Big Bear. And then we get other folks chiming in from different areas. They're not seeing hardly any shortages at all. Minimum wage going up in the UK next year. Okay. Well, what I see going on financially and with the workforce is, especially in lower paying jobs, is people just, they're not willing to work. They're not willing to rent themselves out for that $1 per hour. You know what I mean? Anymore. Eve, I see you there. Welcome. $2.22 a pound until Wednesday. Wow. That's cheap. Teresa Ellis, I don't think I said hello. Tammy's in Ontario. I believe Tammy Shirk. Cirque. Probably saying the name wrong. The couch is not for sale. No, we're not taking bids on anything just yet. I have to leave the room before the bidding starts. Anyone else who's new here must also realize that Northeast Rebel. I'll endure that. We like to keep things clean just so that, yes, the couch is intact. We like to keep things clean, especially on a Monday evening. There's a lot of folks watching this, cooking dinner, and their kids might be around. So it's PG-13. If anyone makes a comment that's, you know, pretty salty or whatever, you know, my mods will delete the comment, but please don't delete the person unless they're being a total jerk. Then just bounce them because, you know, We got better ways to use our time than Blue State and Oregon and Oregon, sorry, and shelves are thin. Okay, I appreciate Tiny Titan you sharing that. I love the couch too. Yeah, sometimes I'll sleep on it just because it's actually really comfortable to sleep on. So, but yeah, okay. So here we go into some more comments and such. Da-da-da-da. That's all right, Northeast. Don't give it a second thought. Saturday evenings, it's a little bit more appropriate. I don't start my live stream until like 10 after 10 on Saturday evenings. And by that time, if there's some 12 or 13-year-olds up around and they're hearing a little bit of salty language, they've probably already heard it before. So, Donna Divine Prepping, I see you there. So it's not as big an issue on a Saturday as it is on a Monday, so we try and keep things clean. Just like, in case people want to watch it with their kids or their kids are around listening or whatever. So a broken clock is correct 2 times a day. It sure is. Hey, Mark Fool's Gold, that clock ain't broken and it's right all day, every day. Hey, Samantha. $3.79 on special. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, this is my doomsday clock. I have it set to 18 seconds before midnight. Just because that's, it's, the more and more weird things get, the closer and closer it gets to midnight until, I don't know what's going to make it go to midnight. Like what global event? I have no idea. Full of hope from beautiful Emerald Isle of Ireland. Okay, so yeah, it's a truly global chat. Scotland's in the house, France is in the house, Ireland's in the house, all of North America's in the house, right in from Alaska. I'm not sure if Hawaii's in the house. If not, that's quite all right. We got people from all over the place. That's great. I love that. We can get a better global aspect as to what's going on. So, okay, so I guess we've gotten through the hellos and the the skinny and all that. I got to doing a little bit of cooking earlier, and good Lord. I was looking at the pot, and I was like adding this, and I was like, all right, looks like it needs this, so I added that, and all right, looks like it could use some of that, so I added some of that, and most of it was either home canned meats, like ground beef. Hey, Noodlehead, how you doing? All the way from beautiful Kentucky. Now, that makes me want smoked ham. Or bourbon. Actually, both. But I got to cooking earlier, and I saw what I was making kind of a ground beef beefaroni casserole, basically. And when I went to put it together in the casserole dish, I had like more than twice as much as I needed. So I put 2 casseroles together, one really big one. It had to weigh 6 or 7 pounds. So I made that one up first, and I put it in the oven. I baked it out, and I took it over to my the neighbor who lives in front of me. He's an older gentleman. Oh, God, he's got to be 85 or early 80s, perhaps. And I said, Bill, can you help me out? I got cooking today, and I cooked way, way, way too much. Tora Helms, I see you there. Welcome. Oh, Brenda's also Kentucky. Lovely. It's nice when we get a bunch of people from... Ed Preston, also Kentucky. Nice when we get a bunch of people from different places. Like there's tons of people that come in here from Tennessee and, obviously all kinds of other places. So I think that's awesome. So I had this like 6 or 7 pound casserole. It had just come out of the oven. I topped it with cheese before I baked it, and I covered the dish while I baked it. Yeah, everyone go ahead and chime in from where you're coming in from tonight. That'd be great. If it didn't take place in the skinny, take a second right now to do it if you feel like it. Marfool's Gold. Bachelor survival food. Not to mention, it was home canned ground beef, already seasoned with onions and celery and uh, all the good things. Now I'm going to miss some chat here while I lambaste a little bit. Home canned ground beef. Home canned diced seasoned tomatoes, seasoned with, I stewed them down with onions and whatever else. Home canned strained tomatoes out of my garden. Home canned tomato paste. Okay. All right. Now the canned mushrooms I bought, the cheese I topped it with, bought that at the store. And of course the pasta I bought at the store as well. But I mean, everything came out of my either my pantry, just cheese I had in the fridge. Hey, Monique, how you doing? Welcome. Monique, if you want to chime in, we don't want your address, but roughly where you're at, what the skinny is for you, if you can give us an update on your fuel price and those kinds of things, would be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, we're already into and through the skinny. Eric, how you doing? Good to see you. That's Isa T. I'm probably saying that wrong. I could be saying it both ways and saying it wrong. I'm bad at saying names wrong. But yeah, so I made up a great big pan of it and pulled it out of the oven. And I went over and I knocked on his door and I said, "Hey, Bill, can you do me a favor? Can you give me a hand here? I made way too much food today. I got cooking and I went overboard." UK, beautiful, awesome. And I said, "Can you help me out? I've got like twice as much as I need." I said, I've got enough back in my kitchen to last me for a week. So I thought maybe if you could help me out, I got a whole big pan of it here for you. If you want it, and he's like, "Well, what is it?" And I see him coming home, the grocery, plastic grocery store bags these days are see-through. You can see exactly what's in the bag. He's always coming home with cans of Chef Boyardee beefaroni. I guess it's cheap. He gets it on sale, and yeah, I'm not sure if he likes it or not. But I said, "Bill, it's beefaroni. It's a beefaroni casserole, mostly made out of my garden." And he's like, "Well, what's in it?" I said, "Beef and tomatoes and there's onions in there and a little bit of spices." I said I didn't put too much salt in it or pepper because when I saw how much I had, like I seasoned my things at the end. I said when I saw how much I had, I thought like, wow, holy crap, maybe I can give some to Bill. So I didn't put a whole lot of pepper in it. I didn't spice it up with chilies or anything like that. I left it kind of neutral. Do you know what, Tora Helms? I don't care much for the canned Chef Boyardee anything, to be honest with you. Lots of people love it, and that's great. Like even for me, oh god, beef stew. There's two things I really, really dislike that are in cans. One of them is canned peas. I'm not sure if it's because it tastes like a can or if it's because they taste like canned peas. But I get the exact same flavor out of a can of beef stew that has peas in it. Yeah, Mary Beth, exactly. It's just not my thing. Now, there are some things in cans that I really, really enjoy. Beefaroni doesn't happen to be one of them. Peas doesn't happen to be one of them. Stew doesn't happen to be one of them. But certain soups and this and that, absolutely. Absolutely. Donna's vomiting there for some reason. I'm not sure. Oh, probably about the beefaroni. I don't know. I'm not going to knock someone for liking what they like, but I had to think to tell Bill. I could have said goulash casserole or whatever, but no. I thought he's always buying beefaroni. Beefaroni casserole. Oh, okay. Ed, I like spam. I got a whole case of it. Stuart, well, see the problem with it, Stu, is you're not in a can. See, I prefer you out of a can, Stu. not in the can. I don't like canned stew. I can't vouch for everyone else. But how you doing, Stu? It's good to see you. Oh my God, you're funny. That's great. Welcome. It's good to see you, Stu. And welcome everyone else. It's happy Monday, everyone. It's great to see all of you. I hope it's not as damp and dreary and well, it's not frozen here yet, but it's 44 degrees, so it's we're headed toward that. I think we're going to hover there for a little while. Boom. Sean in Alaska always has spam on ham. And Sean in Alaska is a good cook. He's also a fantastic baker. If you guys don't know Sean in Alaska, go check him out. The more I watch that guy's channel, the more I like it. He's living off-grid in a trailer on his own property that he just paid off. Congratulations, by the way, Sean. That is freaking awesome. Congratulations, my friend. Let's have some nice congratulations for Sean in Alaska for having paid off his land in Alaska that he's going to build a cabin on. Whether he does it this coming year or not, I'm not sure. That's his plans, and you'll have to follow his story to follow it out. He's got the chicken coop built. He's got the outhouse built. He's got an accommodation there. So he'll have that there until he gets his cabin built. And I'm looking forward to watching the progress. It's not going to be a massive homestead or nothing like that, but I think he's going to grow as much in the ground as he possibly can, which is freaking awesome. Big Bear, he is on an awesome adventure. Absolutely. Well, Joni Frios, look at you. Welcome. Yeah, that's freaking fantastic. He set out some goals for himself, some dreams, and he's following them, right? So there's an example to follow. You know what? Me and You Acres is also, they're here in the chat. I don't think they're lit up in blue, but maybe if someone could drop a link for Me and You Acres. They're a channel in here that are also following their dreams. They're just building their brand new homestead. They've been homesteading on a property and had their cabin there, and were doing their things with their outbuildings with the animals and whatnot. They decided to sell off the original cabin. And hey, Nunya, welcome. That's another good channel, Nunya Texas on the back 20. So they sold off their original parcel of their land, and they're building a brand new homestead on a separate portion of their land. So their journey doing that, they've got the pole barn just about built now. Aside from the top floor, but Andy wears a kilt in Alaska in winter. Exactly, Klingon. Like, he's got to be a little bit off, but I think that's part of the reason we like him. You're on your way east, you stay well and safe. Keep chasing them kids around. Don't let them wear you out. Guys and gals, go check out East Tennessee Preparedness. Awesome guy. And I've just been starting to follow a few of his videos now. And I think they're worth having a look at. So, yeah, if one of my awesome moderators could drop a link for Me and You Acres, definitely another channel to follow, right? Because they're doing this stuff. They're doing it from scratch. And I think that's awesome. You're more than a little bit off. Yeah, we like you because of that, Sean. We do. We really do. But I think, yeah, maybe all of us are a little off of the middle there. Yeah. Pickled beets. That ain't carrots. Carrot Top, what are you talking about? Are you declaring mutiny on carrots? Actually, I love pickled beets. They're delicious and really, really good for you. Beets can drop your blood pressure like that. Beets promote good blood flow. Hey, and if you don't like beets, dry your beets and dry them right up and grind them into a powder, and you can have them in your smoothie or whatever. But yeah, beets are very, very good for you. Not to mention absolutely delicious when they're pickled. I think Sean in Alaska has a link for Me and You Acres. That's great. 17 pints of pickled beets. Woo! Holy cow, it's a moldy soldier. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. Doing just fine. Hope you're well. I do hope you're well. Happy Monday to you and welcome. Moldy, wherever you're at, roughly, chime in, lay down the skinny. Anyone new coming in, give us a skinny of what's going on down your way. If your fuel price is up or down, or you got nothing on the shelves, or if you're well supplied but the prices are up, or if you got freakish daytime temperatures or ridiculous amounts of rainfall. That's what the skinny is. Crazy political things. That's part of the skinny as well. Well, Kelly, how you doing? Kelly Herzel, all the way from Michigan. Lots of great folks chime in from Michigan. That's awesome. All right, see, mornings having a little conversation with Nanya about pickling eggs. Okay, I will say my son makes a finer dill pickled egg than I do. I think he used a little bit more salt in his, and that helped his out a little bit better, but still fine. Hobby Garden, I see you there. Welcome. Bigfoot, holy cow. Watch your toes, guys and gals. Bigfoot's in the room. How you doing, Bigfoot? It's good to see you. I do hope you and Heather are well. I just saw Heather. I was over on TJ's catching her live stream. Heather was up there on the panel doing her thing. Nice to see. I had to skip out a little bit early to deliver that 6 or 7 pound casserole to the gentleman who lives in front of me. So I missed the tail end of it, and I had to jump obviously over here to my live stream. Patty Bob from Germany. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you and yours are well. Yeah, see, we get folks from all over the place. That's great. Book even. Welcome. Willie D, look at you. Come on in. Chime in, all you guys and gals. They're just coming in. Roughly where you're at. No, we don't want your address or postal code. Lua B, I see you there. Southern Florida, I see you. South Florida DCL. Great to see you. Chime in roughly where you're coming from. Fuel prices, those kinds of things. Drop the skinny. Drop the skinny. $1.29. $1.29. I was paying it. I looked at $1.47 today, and then I drove over, went to Port Perry over to the reserve, and I think I saw $1.37. Was that on the reserve, that price? The missing all the way from beautiful Missouri. Welcome. Happy Monday. All right. You guys heard me flap on enough saying hellos and this and that. All right. Hang on. Rhonda. All right. We're not going to be entertaining any Brandon type comments or let's go anyone or screw a certain political leader. We won't be enduring that because YouTube is cracking down hard on that. Even in the chat, that'll get a channel swatted, okay? So if I apologize for that, Roundup, just please respect that. Quite all right. That's quite all right. It's just, I don't want to get swatted for somebody making a comment because it's a popular comment. And trust me, I don't disagree. I don't disagree, right? At all. In fact, I support it. But I don't want to get kicked out from some comment, Bettina, I see you there. I think maybe there's a couple of people who jumped in as well. I might not have said hello to. I apologize for that. I do miss some chat and some hellos from time to time, and I apologize. It's okay. It's okay, Rhonda. I support it, but I just can't have it in the chat. That's all. Any comments like that will be deleted, but do not delete the persons, please, that are saying that to my moderators. I appreciate that. Billy, Chef, I see you there. Oh, Papa P's making some good sense over there. Thanks ever so much. I appreciate you. All right. Okay, Rhonda, I kind of figured you would. And most people do. They get it, like with the way the censorship and everything is going. And it's just getting more and more and more, Hey, Katie, how you doing? I'm happy you're here as well. Happy Monday to you. just with the more and more censorship that's going on, they're breaking down on channels hard, right? No. So we try and do what we need to do to not get swatted out of here. Like I got booted into the corner. Did you guys hear that wind blowing in through the door? We got some wind outside. Rain and wind. Jonathan, I see you there. Welcome. You only see 3 thumbs up? Well, I can see 98 from here. Maybe you got to refresh or something like that. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it does it automatically. I don't know. Okay, so you heard that. Okay. Yeah, we got some wind outside. Figured a nice cold night. I'll bring my neighbor Bill a nice big tray of hot macaroni casserole. So anyways, so I was prepping neighbors today is what I was doing. He's an older gentleman. Very, very, very nice man. And, I made it in such a way that, like, I hope this isn't a burden. I hope you can help me out, type of deal. Not thinking that, not with the concept of, Bill, I think you're starving. Here's a week's worth of food for you. I didn't approach it that way. I was like, man, I need you to help me out, right? Hey, Lori, how you doing? I see you, Firefly Farm. I see you over there. You got the same rain and wind that I have? Lori's just 400 miles south of me. Across the lake there. So probably a similar system. Oh, you're not getting rain and wind? Rain, 44 degrees here, lots of wind. But, yeah, so maybe get ready for that. It might be coming your way. That's one of the reasons why we do the skinny and what's going on, too. To help our neighbors out. Let them know. All right, we got rain here. There's lots of people in here in this chat that live to the east of me. And the weather heads that way. When I see it, it'll be over that way. And, in an hour, a couple hours, right? You bought Schneider's smoked sausage at Superstore. Packs of 5, 98 cents each. What? Classic Oktoberfest. Best before this week, but who cares? They're smoked. Not to mention, well, you can can them. All right, Wild Willie, I see you in here. And you know what? I rewatched my last live stream, and I did see your comment early in the stream, and I apologize for missing it. It does happen from time to time. Now, guys and gals, I'm going to pause the chat here, and I'm going to miss some, so I apologize. All right. So, Wild Willie's on the south shore of Lake Ontario, and no rain, no wind. All right. So that's a system that's just north of him. Okay. But I think my brothers and sisters to the east will be getting it. But guys and gals, give Wild Willie a nice welcome into the chat. Maybe we can see a link to his channel. He gave me a heads up last week that he'd been out of the loop for a while, and I was kind of wondering where he was. And he had just reposted for the first time in about a year. He does good prepping videos, and I think more people should see them. He was going through some personal stuff. Not going to get into that. It's not my business. It's his, right? But he's back. He's doing some prepping videos. And his latest video is freaking awesome. It's about, he calls it Hygge prepping, which basically means, at least as he described it, seeing to your immediate needs. Like the example that he gave was a power outage, okay? Power outage, typically they don't last that long, mostly on the average. Like, yes, we will get long ones and longer ones and whatever, but for the average power outage, they don't last but more than 4 or 5, 6, maybe 8 hours. And he had a solar generator that was enough to run his television, DVD to keep his kids entertained, an electric blanket, and something that was called an electric lunchbox, I think. And that was freaking awesome. It's all he needed to heat up food, like a prepared meal, canned thing, or he could put hot water or put water in the electric lunchbox, and it would warm it up, heat the water up enough to like make hot dogs for the kids or anything like that. So I thought that was a really, really great idea of a way for very, very specific, concentrated prepping. So go check out Willie D, guys and gals. Show him some support. Welcome him back into the community. That's awesome, Stuart. Stuart's got the link there for Willie D's channel. That's great. I'm not sure if that's for his latest video, but please go check out his videos. Does great prepping videos. And if you like what you see, consider subscribing over there because he's got good information. Hot plates, exactly. Yeah. I think the Wild Willie, chime in. Was that the Jackery, one of the Jackeries that we're using? If it was, could you post the maybe what the model was, just so that the folks know? Like, hopefully they'll go watch your video anyways, so they can see what it is. But I don't remember exactly which or which. All right, 80K Man's chiming in about how he likes his Jackeries. He's got 2. That's great. I don't know what a Rumble Live is. Oh, Jackery 500 that was? Okay. Well, you know what? The way you explained it and how to use it in your video with what you were applying it to for that particular type of incident, I think that's freaking great, right? Look after your immediate needs. And he said he's got to back another one, so it could be swapped out if it was extended. No, I'm not on Rumble. I'm on YouTube, and that's more than enough for me to manage. I'm not on Rumble or BitChute or that D-Link or whatever it's called. I'm not. I have YouTube. I've never had Instagram or the unmentionable book of Face. I'm not. I've never been a techie guy in my life. I've really only started using a computer to make my YouTube channel. Like whenever I made my YouTube channel, however long ago that was, 1.5 years or whatever ago. So I'm not your techie guy. I look at my emails once every 4 to 6 months, maybe, because it just doesn't occur to me to look at it, right? I made an email once because I needed it because I got a computer for the girl, my daughter, for her schooling and such. They're like, well, you need an email. I'm like, okay, there's the email. And I never thought to check it because I thought, all right, I don't even know anyone who would electronically mail me. So I never even checked it. How long I've been doing YouTube? It's not 2 years, Happy. I think it was March. I think it was March of last year. So 1.5 years or maybe a little bit more. But that's okay, East. I told everyone you'll be chasing around the kids or helping them do something. East has got life to do, and it's life before YouTube. So anyways, I got an email for that to get my computer online for the daughter to do her learning and education and have an online presence because I guess, kids want that. So I got one for that. And then never ever checked the email because why would I think to do that? Right? But then last year, when everything really started to pop off, it's like, man, I better make a YouTube channel. Let people know what's going on here. This is when all the masks are getting ripped off the shelves and you couldn't find anything anywhere and blah, 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 blah. All that stuff started happening. I thought, I got to show people what's going on. I gotta try and do something to help people. Help them help themselves, right? So I put my channel up and they're like, well, you need an email. It's like, okay, well, I think I have one. And I actually know what it is. So I punched it in to try and use it for my email. And grounded for not doing homework. Wow, give it to him. Yeah, got to do the homework. But so I punched my email in. And as it turns out, the company that hosted my email address didn't even exist anymore. It was gone. It had been that many years since I set up my email or checked it. you know? So I created a new email, and I kind of thought the same. It's like, Patty Bob, you on your way? All right. Internet problems? Okay. Oh, up in 4 hours. All right. Well, get some rest under your bones, Patty Bob. It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you have a great Tuesday. So, North, how do you fill your days with without going to work? There's plenty to do with gardens or prepping or cooking, helping neighbors out, helping neighbors with their gardens, making videos, commenting on, responding to comments, things like that, planning videos, going out, checking what's going on, like, looking at, sometimes I'll go into a store just to see what the prices are, right? I won't be in there for to shop for anything. I go into lots of stores, grocery stores, where I don't buy anything. Mushroom picking. That'd be nice. Oh, my brother metal for breakfast 2.0. Welcome. If you guys like heavy metal decompression, go check out my brother metal for breakfast 2.0. His former channel got swatted, so now his new 2.0 channel only has a few subscribers, but if you like to decompress with some heavy metal, he's your guy for that. It may not be for everyone. Not everyone likes heavy metal, so. But welcome, brother. It's good to see you. Hope you're warm and well where you are. It's rainy and miserable here. But so that's kind of how I spend my days. I outline things that I need to do, and I try to get them done. And usually, as a single person, Yeti's uncle, I see you. As a single person, if you outline some stuff to do in your day, it's usually too much for you to get done. And that's typically the case for me. And sometimes I just like some downtime, just relaxation. That obviously usually happens later in the evenings once people are finished with either their live streams that I'm watching, or if I'm doing one, or if I'm finished responding to comments on videos or anything like that. I have been taking a lot more downtime, more and more lately. Oh, first live, checking in from South Florida. Well, welcome, Meg. Appreciate you being here. It's a prepping channel. We don't do any fear or doom and gloom. We try and help people, gardening, homesteading, trying to be prepared in case there's any shortages coming, anything, like that. So, yeah, Meg's first time in chat, so give her a nice welcome, guys and gals. Joe, yeah, exactly. Joe's a single fella as well, but he's busy looking after his two his folks, right? So he's a very busy guy, single, very busy. But when he gets downtime, it's nice, yeah. And you got to take the downtime, you really do. But so getting toward the title of this, will history repeat itself? I'm not sure if that's exactly how I worded it, but that's the basic gist of it, okay? And, this is kind of something I've touched on before. Susquehanna, I see you there. It's something I've touched on before. And pinball, if anyone doesn't know pinball preparedness, one of my awesome moderators can maybe bust out a link for pinball. He put out a video this morning about food rationing. And he was talking about food rationing in the United Kingdom during the Second World War, which is very, very interesting because, like, I like history. I'm not a massive history buff, but I do like history, historical things, what took place in the past, why, how do people cope with whatever situations, right? Texas J Garden makes a good point there. And yes, pinball does rock. I think he's the pinball wizard, to be honest, Sassy. Especially with that great beard he's got. He's got to be the pinball wizard. But he was making some points about the rationing that took place in Great Britain during the Second World War. And he talked about like 2 ounces of butter for the week, 4 rashes of bacon. For people who don't know what a rash of bacon is, it's a slice, like a slice of striped bacon. 4 slices of bacon, 4 ounces of margarine. You know, I don't know how, like maybe half a liter of milk or whichever those measurements were. 1/2 pound of meat for the week or whatever, or maybe a pound, whatever kind it was. But he was talking about the rationing. Yeah, it took place nearly until the early 60s. Exactly, Joe. And you behave yourself. You know I'm on a live stream. Who is that? Somebody's going to get stood in the corner. Hang on a second. Can't see that. I've got to put my other glasses on. Oh, it's Sean in Alaska sending me something. Okay. No, he's not getting stood in the corner. Thank you, Sean. Okay. So, yeah. So, Pinball got to talking about that today. And I think it's really important to, especially in the times that we're seeing now. Okay, now, my brother Metal for Breakfast put up a good video the other day. He went to a couple of grocery stores, and he was showing what was in the grocery stores, okay? Some stuff had holes. In his particular case, most other areas didn't have holes in supply of, what was on the shelf. Some had big holes. Other places that had holes had little holes, okay? But he was sharing out what's going on in his area. More people have been doing it. And I think that's great because, the key point is making do, for sure. Preparing so you can make do a little bit better. Prepare the mind. Prepare the mind, guys and gals, if you know how to smoke meats, if you know how to garden, right? And gardening is something Pinball brought up this morning as well. And I think a lot of us that are preppers who are content creators have been emphasizing that if you have a place to put in a garden, do it. That's why I do my experimental urban garden and make mistakes to show you guys and gals what not to do for when the time comes when it really matters, right? I'm doing the mistakes so that you don't make the mistakes when you need to grow potatoes, right? I'm trying to do the right things, show you what works, so that you can be successful as well. Without, I need to do this, not this. And then you have a terrible failed crop. Then it's like, what am I going to eat this winter? You know what I mean? Where instead, maybe with a few totes in your backyard, even if you don't have any soil to dig into, with totes, maybe you can grow 30, 40, 50 pounds of potatoes, right? Or carrots or whatever it might be. I had success this year growing pole beans in buckets, right? So $3, 1 quart of homemade Brunswick stew, and a homemade peach moonshine. Oh wow, Joni, that's pretty tempting. But I think Broussard Homestead offered $350 in silver for it. Oh, the canner is starting. What are you canning there, Kelly? We're just talking about food rationing and what was going on in the United Kingdom during the Second World War, and how hard food was rationed. Okay, you get a pound of pork maybe per person. Let's say it's pork chops. You get 4 rashes of bacon for the week, and then maybe a pound of pork chops or whatever, right? Or maybe it was ground beef or whatever the meat was, right? For a person to do for a whole week. Homemade chicken stock. Bravo, Kelly. Oh, Kelly, by the way, your hosta seeds are pretty much dried up. I'm going to I've got them hung up drying right now. I'm going to be taking those off the line, shaking those out into a sandwich bag, and I'll be mailing those out to you in the not too distant future, Kelly. whole point is, you know, what struck my mind is, one of the reasons why I like history and why to look at history is so that we can learn about it. Because if we don't learn about history and the mistakes that they made throughout history, we're damned to repeat it, right? It's just a fact. If we don't learn from history, we're going to repeat it. Now, and I believe history is cyclical because not everyone learns from it. And yeah, we'll keep going through cycles of the same thing because people don't learn. Now, with the rationing, do you think it can come here? Wherever you are. We've got beautiful Scotland, Ireland, UK's in the house, Germany's gone to bed. We got France in the house, United States, Canada. We got plenty of countries in the house. Do you think that history is bound to repeat itself? I'm, you just subbed to Prepping Plumber. I didn't see Prepping Plumber in here, but welcome. If you're here, Prepping Plumber, good to see you. That was my whole thing. Okay, if one of my awesome moderators has another window open, if you're on like a laptop or a desktop, if you're on a phone, it might be a little bit difficult to get to, but there's a BBC program, and I think it might be on a history channel, BBC History or something like that, and it's a group of historians putting on a television program that's called Wartime Farm. It was a great series. They moved out to the farm for a year, and they acted under the rules of what was during wartime. They only got 4 rations of bacon per person per week, on and on and on. Okay. So the importance for things like, maybe having some chickens, maybe growing crops, or how to expand growing their crops for food for people. They actually had to cull cattle because cattle eat too much food and they needed the ground to grow food for people, right? Very, very few beef cattle at the time. Now, milk was huge. You could have dairy, you could produce dairy, and I mean as much as you want, but you weren't allowed to keep all of it. If you produced 10 gallons, 6 of those gallons legally had to go, and don't quote me on the numbers, but a certain percentage legally had to go to the state to be distributed amongst the people for their rations. It was an absolutely great series. Wartime Farm. It's awesome. If somebody could bust up a link for that, I think Sean's got it there. Very, very good series. And if you enjoy history, things like that, the same group of people also did a series on farming as well called Victorian Farm. And they moved to a farm, old Victorian place, and they lived and farmed like they did in Victorian times. Great series, but that Wartime Farm one is incredible, especially as it relates to what's going on today. If Victorian Farm was great. If you think that rationing may be headed this way or your way, wherever you are, doesn't that tell you how important it is, the importance of gardening? People call them victory gardens or whatever, but the fact of the matter is, that's where you got most of your nutrients. You got a bit of bacon and a bit of meat and a bit of butter and a bit of dairy, maybe a bit of sugar from what your rations are, but everything else you had to rely on yourself. Maybe you got a certain amount of flour, and if you got some chickens with some flour and some eggs, you can make pasta. You can have pasta if you want to, right? Sorry, pasta, if Amy's watching. Already happened when we had the shortages. I think that was just panic buying, to be honest with you, Bettina. Like here, all right, Bettina's about 25 minutes or so from me. But where we are now, chime in if you feel differently about this. But what I'm seeing in the grocery stores is I'm not seeing any holes in anything just yet. What I'm seeing is skyrocketing prices. So that's a concern as well. The less and less, and pasta stores really, really well. Hey, chicken, how you doing? Bravo and welcome. But do you guys see rationing happening in your future where you are? Whether you're in Canada, just down the road from me, if you're anywhere in the States or in Alaska, if you're in Germany, Scotland, Ireland, Great Britain, Australia, wherever you are, do you see rationing taking place with all these supply chain issues? I showed you videos a couple of days ago that there's no new cars to be had. Pretty much zero, right? Absolutely. Massive cost of living increase. And that's not even touching food, right? All right. There's a whole bunch of really, really smart people in here. So I figure some of you guys and gals probably know Green Greg's. Probably know Green Greg's channel. Oh, well, there's Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom, lots of food on the shelves here too. But, sir, I am going to do a walkthrough of a grocery store to let you know what our prices are. Now, if you're worried about a nickel increase on a loaf of bread, sir, I assure you, you're doing fine. All right? When you see what the prices are up here, you're going to have to go clean out your underwear. I tell you. Everyone give Mr. Tom. That's Deep South Bama with Mr. Tom. You don't know Mr. Tom? Go say him a nice hello. Yeah, jump on his channel. Lovely, lovely Southern gentleman. And it's always good to see him in the chat. Mr. Tom, I was glad you weren't terribly injured in your, when your tire blew out on you there. That's that could have been much, much worse. Oh, wow, I wasn't talking to you, Joe, and that's too much frickin' information, but I love you just the same, Joe. All right, you guys and gals know Green Greg's. Okay, maybe we can see a link to Mr. Green Greg's channel, and maybe we can see a link to Deep South Band with Mr. Tom as well. Just so that I don't tick off the higher ups, you know what I mean? Peanuts Nana, I see you there. All right. Green Greg's put up a video the other day. He didn't talk anything about any shortages or anything like that. He didn't say a word about that. But he came out. He had a shopping cart, and he had 3 little bags inside the where you put your small child to sit in your shopping cart. He had 3 little bags in there, and they weren't stuffed full or nothing. 3 little bags and a 6-pack of Gatorade. And it was $85. Now, he's down south. He's an American brother. So he's down south somewhere. Now, if that was in Canada, it might have been $105 or $115 for whatever items that it is that he had in that bag. You know what I mean? Tire supply is getting worn out. I got reports, more fool's gold out of Western Canada, that tractor parts are on slim demand. Oh, speaking of pinball, there he is right there. Mr. Pinball, it's good to see you. Welcome. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're well, as always. So I was referencing your video from this morning when you were talking about the rationing that took place in the UK during the Second World War. Now that's something I've spoken about before, and your video kind of brought it back to light. And with everything that's going on, I kind of wanted to pose the question: will history repeat itself? Yeah, everyone tell the Pinball a nice hello. If you don't know who Pinball Preparedness is, go check him out. Maybe we can see a link for Pinball's channel. Great channel. Covers all kinds. He covers the whole gamut. No, he did not show us what was in the bags, Jacques Bourne. But he said it was $85 for 3 little grocery bags. So, you know, it used to be you could fill up a whole cart for $85. That ain't the case anymore. And I'll prove that in a video I'll put up this week. I'll go to a grocery store near me, and I'll just show you guys what the prices are. Now, okay, now a lot of you like a good steak, okay? Now we're talking about the fine cuts in the butcher's counter. The finer cuts in the butcher's counter, beef tenderloin is $32 a pound. Ribeye steaks, $31 a pound. Just a heads up, we're doing 2 live streams tomorrow. One at 8 on a giveaway, and then one at 9. You'd like me to participate in? All right, well, Pinball, if you like, you want me to be up on screen in that, just shoot me a text and let me know what you want to do, and we can hash it out over text here, okay? Probably be easier than doing it in chat here, so. Yeah, I'd be willing to participate. Yeah, whatever you want, man. Sure. Okay, cool. Look forward to hearing from you. Hope you and Mrs. P are well as the fur babies. Ribeye was $20 a pound. How about 31? How about 32 for tenderloin? I think the cheap strip loins, I think they were $21 or $22 a pound. Yeah, Pinball hit 50K. He hit 50K while he was stood in the corner. That's how awesome Pinball is. Who can stand in the corner and hit 50K? I don't know. Pinball, right? Back in the day, steak was very rare. Yeah, you made that apparent. I watched your grocery store walkthrough there. Once a year, and life went on. Sure, yeah, you eat chicken and you eat whatever else, right? You eat food, right? And if a steak happened across your plate, youper, boom, there you are. How you doing? 44. It's also 44 degrees here. We must be almost at the same latitudinal line. 355. Well, gas is 550 something. Let me see if I can go back into my calculator here and share with you what it was. $5.59.8 a gallon, which is up from a couple of days ago. That's up by 3 cents a liter, or 10 or 12 cents a gallon. Just kind of overnight, just because. I don't know if it's because it's Monday or what it is. They usually jack it up on Friday, and then they'll wait till Tuesday or Monday night to bring it back down, because they'll jack up the prices because people want to go to the cottage, shut that down so that they have to travel. And then Monday morning, of course, they got to go to work, so they'll leave the price up. And then Monday evening, coming home from work on a Monday, no one wants to stop at the gas station. They just want to go straight home. So no one stops for gas Monday evenings. But so they usually drop it Monday afternoon, and especially Monday evening, especially if you can wait till late at night. I got friends that go out at like 1 in the morning, 1, 2 in the morning on a Monday, and they'll get their gas then. Cindy Ham, what do we got going on here, Cindy? Should be able to check out local slaughterhouses and their prices. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing for sure. And that's something that Pinball did, which I think is a smart idea if you've got the resources to do it and the storage capacity, right? You don't want to get a half a cow at home and then have to can the whole thing. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be able to store it. You got to be able to pay for it. But the way Pinball did it, excuse me, I think he chimed in at $3 a pound across the board, which is fantastic. Fantastic. And I think he was saying in his video today, he also got the tongue, the bones, the liver and such. And hey, Pinball, I'll tell you what. My mom cooked. Like I grew up on the farm as well. We raised beef cattle. That was our business. That was what put shoes on her feet, and clothes on her back. Um, so obviously we'd raise our own beef as well, for our own personal use. Um, and then we got into hog later as well. So it was excuse me. It was easy to keep meats for ourselves in the freezer, right? Be damned what the market's paying. It's a hell of a lot cheaper indeed, yeah. But yeah, definitely cheaper for us to get our meats that way. But yeah, we'd get the whole thing too, and the bones and Mom would make broth and stock and soups and whatever out of the bones, um, and or some are for the dog or whatever else, right? But we always had the tongue. Mom didn't cook it very often. I think she maybe cooked it once because it might have freaked a couple of people in the family out. Me, not so much. It looked weird before you rip the skin off the tongue. Then once you rip the skin off the tongue, it just looks like beef, right? And I'll tell you what, that beef tongue was the beefiest tasting beef I had ever tasted. Now I think Mom braised it and cooked it down slowly, but absolutely best tasting beef I've ever had was that beef tongue. George Ball, I see you there. Welcome. It's good to see you. Happy Monday. Navy, I hadn't said hello. Welcome. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're well. Anyone new coming in? We do what's called the skinny. That's roughly where you're at. We don't want your address or postal code. Roughly where you're at, what your fuel price is. If you're seeing any spike in prices of foods, empty shelves, or crazy political situations happening around you, just to apprise your neighbors, your brothers, and your sisters. We get a global aspect of what's going on because we got people in here from Ireland, Scotland, England, France, Germany, all across North America. Haven't seen anyone in here from Australia yet, but quite often we do. As well as many other countries. We have South Africa and Norway and plenty of places. So it's just a way we can keep the other apprised of what's going on. In not just a regional situation, like, lots of folks in here from Tennessee. One of them chimes in and says, hey, we're out of ground beef over here at Kroger's. The other one could chime in and say, well, I'm 2 counties over and we got tons over here and it's on sale for blah, blah, blah. Come on over and get some while it's to be had. And that's how we help each other out, right? For a new hat and shirt, really? But I like this hat and shirt. But thank you. Dylan, I appreciate that. How you doing, Dylan? It's good to see you, as it always is. This is my nice OD green shirt. Matches my well, it doesn't match this nice digi camo as well as it matches my other camo, but beef heart is very, very good eating when cooked right. Yeah, it's very lean, so I mean, if you overcook it, you can dry it out, but yeah, that's kind of something you want to braise, right? You want to braise it down slowly in a liquid. Maybe serve it with a gravy. You could dice it and put it in a soup. Nice slow stewed soup or a stew. That's something that Pinball mentioned earlier as well, Mr. Tom. Chicken gizzards. Mr. Tom's talking about chicken gizzards with gravy, okay? Now, we're talking about organ meat. We're not just eating the chicken breast or the wings or the thighs or anything else, The organs are up for grabs as well. You guys wouldn't believe the content of hamburgers, like hamburger patties, hamburger meat, that has beef heart in it. Why? Because it's great, lean beef, right? I worked for a butcher shop. I was the patty boy for one summer. I made over 1 million hamburger patties, and we would get cases of frozen beef hearts that would come in. Cases of frozen beef hearts. They're 3.5 feet long, 2 feet wide, 10 or 12 inches high. They weighed 70 kilos. It was like 100 and whatever pound box. Now maybe it was 70 pounds. But these came in frozen blocks, and I would take the whole frozen block, cardboard and all, and I'd run it through the bandsaw to get all the bands and the cardboard off and everything before we started thawing and processing this. Plenty of beef heart goes into hamburger meat. And like Mr. Tom saying about the chicken gizzards. All right, now Metal will probably remember this. We went over we had a neighboring farmer. They were a Dutch family, and they were from the motherland. You know, they were from the motherland, okay? So huge people, like they were just big people, right? Light-haired, large people. That's Dutch people. So, you know, typical Dutch. They're very, very, very nice people. Humble, hardworking, and I'll tell you what, I think we were there at that time because we had a machine that could, you know, if you grow your hay and you grind it up, you chop it up, then you want it blown into a silo so that it can kind of ferment and be stored for the winter, and then you can feed it to the cattle throughout the winter. It's a way of storing your hay for you know, to feed your livestock over winter. So one of the pieces of machinery that we had is we had this blower, where it would usher all the chopped hay into this blower, and it would blow it up a tube into the top of their silo to be stored. We had that for ours. Their silo wasn't, I think maybe it was about a third the height of ours. We had tall silos on our farm. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, haylage, thank you. Silage, haylage. Yeah, haylage is probably more accurate. Silage could be corn. So we were over there one weekend helping them out doing that. And I mean, you know, we're working. But the food, the lunch that they put on for us, it was like a 7-course lunch. And the soup that they served, it was chicken heart soup. And that's probably one of the best chicken soups I've ever had. It was delicious. And the only meat in it was chicken hearts. But yeah, you know, there may come a time when we can't be selective. It's like, no, I don't want the breast, or oh, I don't want the wing or the leg, you know. Well, we'll discuss egg prices up here coming up this week, Mr. Tom, when I do a grocery store walkthrough. Okay, I'll tell you right now. Now I'm not going to be walking through the same grocery store that I'm referring to right here in this particular comment I'm about to make. What I'm about to say is, okay, as far as eggs goes, a dozen eggs here last year was $1.50. Now they're $3. No, sorry, it was $1.99 last year. Now it's $3. It's up 50%. Eggs are up 50%. Okay, have my math wrong on that? Not double, it's 50%. So they're getting more expensive, but I'm going to take you to a different store, and this is a premium grocery store. Okay, I hardly ever shop there. Don't get me wrong; they got top quality meats and seafood, and your highest end vegetables, and on and on and on. Now there is another grocery store in town, not quite as expensive, in certain departments. Also has equally as good a produce and meats and selection. But I'll take you to a store this week. It's going to be a bit of a whirlwind tour because my camera only records for about 15 minutes. But I'll take you to a grocery store this week, and it's going to blow your minds. I'll put it up as a video. Nanya beeswax, yeah, $3. And that's the cheap ones. That's the cheap ones, Nanya. And that's at the cheap store. Okay? Muskoka, Alma, it is good to see you. Welcome. Silage blower, yeah. Thank you, Texas J. Appreciate that. But yeah, that's Wild Nestling, I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome. It's good to see you. From AP. Is that Angry Prepper or Alaska Prepper? Whichever one. They're both great channels. Yeah, no, I love both of those channels. So welcome. It's good to see you. Anyone who's new here, welcome. I hope you can find my content useful. Maybe some of it you can laugh at me. Live streams sometimes can be entertaining. Yes, you can freeze eggs, Steve Smith. You can also dehydrate and powder eggs and just store them in a mason jar, right? On the shelf. Yes, you can freeze eggs. Now, what the shelf life is on them, I would treat it like any other protein, like a protein like chicken, best used before 3 months probably. And I've seen people do it in they take like an ice cube tray and spray it with either a silicone ice tray or other ice trays and spray it with cooking spray. Break the eggs into the Alaska Prepper. Yeah, we love Rudy here. Yeah, well, and Jason as well, but they're both great. But yeah, give your ice tray a spray with cooking spray, nonstick cooking spray. Freeze your eggs into that, then pop them out of that tray and drop them into like a freezer baggie, right? Yeah, morning light. You got all right, morning. Seeing as you said you got a small fortune in eggs, give your daily report. What was your daily take of eggs today? Anyone who is laying eggs today, what's the skinny on your egg count? How many eggs did your birds give you today? For anyone who's, there's water glassing the eggs. That's not something I've done before. I hear they're good to like a year at room temperature that way. So, and that's using a type of food safe lime, as far as I understand. Donna, I see you there. Oh, don't give it a second thought. It's quite all right. Happy Monday to you. We're just kicking around the idea of will history repeat itself, and more specifically with food rationing, right? Me and you, Acres, you stay well and safe. All right. Look forward to seeing more of your guys' journey. Keep doing the things and be safe. All right. Have yourselves a great rest of your week. 26 hens, 23 eggs. That is brilliant. That is awesome. Lately, it doesn't matter why store we buy, produce them. It only stays good for maybe 2 to 3 days in the fridge before it starts to go bad. The produce? It's weird that way, isn't it? Things used to like a bunch of bananas used to last a week. Now, 2 days in, they're starting to get spots, and then the third day, they're starting to go black on you, right? You got to freeze them and use them for something else, or put them in a smoothie or a cake or whatever, right? But yeah, why doesn't food last long anymore? And yes, you can get freshest at home, grown yourself, or buy a, maybe your buddy around the corner is growing lettuce, and you can't grow lettuce worth of crap, but you got an excellent tomato harvest. Swap it out. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. Yeah, produce nowadays is crap, man. When all this really blew up, a year ago March, once stores finally opened again, grocery stores, they would have lettuce in their bins that was brown and slimy near the bottoms. It's like this isn't even edible, you know? I was at one point I was on my way to my folks' place, and I made a quick stop at the grocery store just for some fresh produce, onions, carrots, those kinds of things, right? Lettuce, obviously, tomatoes, maybe. And I looked at the lettuce, and I picked out the nicest one, and it was I was ashamed to bring it with me. Well, the quality of food has slipped, and the standards have slipped as well. You know, if that's grocers allowing it, or food chain issues, or like a supply chain issues, or whatever. Rooster, 30 and 25. That's freaking great. How do you eat 25 eggs a day? You must sell those out, Rooster. Aw, man, Jungle Mom. The first steaks I bought in the spring this year. Okay, I'm in Canada, and we raise some of the finest beef in the world here in Canada. So I bought some tenderloin, some beef tenderloin. It was 3 little pieces in a package, and it was reduced by half or whatever when I bought it. I would never pay sticker price for tenderloin. I only ever get that on a sale. It was on a sale and reduced. I bought it. It's like, oh, cool. Got me a little bit of tenderloin. Gonna grill that up. It's gonna be so sweet. I got it home and I looked at the package and it was freaking Mexican beef. Why are Canadians who produce some of the best beef in the world buying? Why is there even Mexican beef on the shelf? Pick green and ripening agent. Oh, ethylene. Okay, I see. Malachi, you stay well. Yeah, it is crazy. I can figure for the life of me, what the heck are we doing in Canada with Mexican beef? Like, where's our beef going? Are Mexicans buying Canadian beef? Is that what they're telling us? I doubt it. Right? I kind of think so too. Like, the USA raises incredible beef as well. Same with Australia and many, many other countries. Raises incredible beef, right? But if Scotland has the finest Highland cattle, you know, would you expect to see Mexican beef for sale in Scotland? And if so, why? Dude, I have no idea. Nunya, not a clue. Nunya beeswax, no idea. I don't know what it is. No cows in Alberta. Alberta is the hub of cattle, right? That's where some of the finest beef in the world is produced, in Alberta, Canada. So what the hell are we Canadians doing buying Mexican beef? Why are they offering it to us? Joni, that is one of the best things I've heard today. You give your extra eggs to others who are in need. That's fantastic. I gave a 7-pound casserole to the older gentleman that lives in front of me today. He's like, wow, I'm not going to have to shop for a week. And he lifted up the pan, maybe 2. I said, great. Well, thanks for helping me out because I've got way too much. I went crazy cooking and I didn't realize how much I had. So I appreciate you helping me out on this one. So yeah, Melanie, Mexican beef in Canada. Okay. All right. Gotcha, Melanie. Yeah. They came down with the sniffles there months ago. Gotcha. Oh, maybe beef going to the chinois. That's possible, I guess. Donna, you know what? That could be too with the games that they're playing. I really don't know. But I am Sam. I'll tell you what, listen. This thank you. But I'll tell you what, listen. This older gentleman that lives in front of me, obviously he's on a fixed income. He's well retired. And he only lives here because his wife is in the old folks home just up the street. He moved here and he rented the place in front of me, okay? And very, very nice man. So, I talk to him from time to time, and I see him come in with his groceries. You can see right through the grocery bag. He has bags of Chef Boyardee beefaroni. And I'm like, good Lord, man. And some people like it, some people don't. Deathclaw, absolutely, yep. They're pushing the BS all over the place, Joe, absolutely. But anyways, I see the guy coming in with whether he's gotten the raviolis or beefaronis or whatever. I've seen beefaroni through his bag before. So anyways, I'm cooking away today, and I use cans of home canned beef, like jars of home canned beef, ground beef, cooked up with onions and seasonings and celery and flavorants and stuff like that. Home canned tomato sauce out of my garden. Hey, proud mom, how you doing? Home canned tomato paste, home canned strained tomatoes, bag of pasta out of my pantry that are on sale last week for half price. I got cooking and cooking and cooking, and I'm like, oh man, I made way too much. So I made up this big casserole, and it was in a huge stainless bread pan. I put it in there, topped it with cheese, fired it in the oven at 400 degrees, and that was just before the live stream, which is why I was kind of a minute or 2 minutes late for my own live stream, is because I was delivering that 7-pound casserole to my neighbor up front. Bill, knock, knock, knock. Help me out, man. I got cooking and I made way too much. He's like, well, what is it? What's in it? And I said, it's beefaroni casserole, man. He's like, oh, his eyes lit up. Boom. I was neighbor prepping. Not that I needed to with Bill, but I was cooking anyways. It didn't take any more off of my shelves, and it feeds him, not just myself, but him for a week as well. He's like, oh, this is great. I won't have to shop for a week, maybe 2. Well, M. Hammer, I'll tell you, it'll beat the ever-living crap out of any canned beef ravioli all day long. Unless you've gotten used to it and that's what you prefer. You know what I mean? Neighbor prepping is important. Absolutely. I like to check in on the guy every now and again, make sure he's doing okay. And it is important to give. It really is. Proud mom. And I like to do it when I can. So I do things every now and again. If I'm making a pot of soup, I'll make it a little bit bigger. And I'll bring him over a massive bowl of soup. Bill, I made too much soup. Help me out, man. And I know it's going to be a couple of meals for him, at least. You know, with a slice of bread and butter or some crackers or something. It's going to be a couple of decent meals for him. And he's not eating out of a box or a can. And I worry about that. You know, as people get older, it's more and more difficult for them to cook, right? Susquehanna, that's humbling. Thank you. And Hammer, come on over. I try and be a good neighbor, you know. I got neighbors on the other side over there. I don't care for them a lot. I don't associate with them much. We share a fence. We share it over every now and again. Hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 whatever. Every now and again, we'll have a beer. That's about it. But I will go over and I'll help them with their garden, right? If they need help with their garden. If I've got an extra tomato plant, hey, I got an extra tomato plant over here. You guys got space for it? And I'll offer it to them. You know what I mean? All the food that I made today, Jungle Mom, would have fed all of them probably twice. Like, I've got a week's worth of food, and so does my neighbor Bill. Maybe more. So, I mean, and it didn't cost me a dime more than I would have spent making it anyway. So, I mean, it's just, it's one of those things that you do. You know, you look after your neighbors, especially if they're elderly or whichever, or in need. You know, you do what you can, right? Halloween chili cook-off time. I haven't made a chili in years. Good Lord. When I make a pot of chili, I'll be going over to Bill. Bill, I screwed up again. I made way too much chili. But I don't know how beans affect Bill, being an older gentleman or I don't make a spicy chili. I make a sweet chili, to be honest with you. So, like, I do put some chili powder in it, obviously. But hey, Leanne, how you doing? Welcome. But I don't know if it would pot of chili would set Bill on the toilet for a week or what it would be. But Tennessee Tactical, I appreciate that. It's good to see you. Happy Monday to you. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, like I try to think logically. I try to help people with. I don't try and present problems. I'm not your fear porn guy. I don't want to do that. Boom! Look at that. There's Muskoka Oma chiming in. I drive meals over to my next door neighbor every now and then too. He's an older single guy who don't always want to cook. Boom. That's great. And you know what? It's a blessing to be able to do that. Guys and gals, I've always said this, that if you're ever presented with an opportunity to help another person, you need to consider it a blessing and capitalize on it. I've always said that. I've been blessed to be able to help a lot of people. And, hopefully that blessing keeps coming. So, I've also been in a position where I've needed help and people have helped. So it's appreciated on both levels, I'm sure. Yeah, karma is golden, 100%. Lift up your neighbor. Hold up your brothers and your sisters. Oh, for the widower next door. Awfully nice of you to do, Book. Yeah. Yeah. And, I know others invite, maybe not in these crazy times now, but, at times like Thanksgiving or Christmas, I know there's lots of folks around that invite others who may be singles or older or whatever in their community to their dinner table, right? Northern Girl Hobbies, I'm on every Monday at 7. Guys, say hi to Northern Girl Hobbies. Go check her channel out, Northern Girl Hobbies. Drop your link there. Let's take this opportunity now, guys and gals. For those of my moderators in here who do have channels, please go ahead and drop your own links. Now, what I want to get away from doing is, if there's moderators in here who do have a channel, drop your link, but drop it once, okay? Don't drop it 5 times or 10 times. If somebody else is doing that, that's one thing. But don't drop your own channel. And I'm not saying anybody is. I'm saying I've seen it happen. Drop your own link once to give your channel a boost, but it's up to you to make and grow your own channel on its own merits. When you artificially inflate your own channel, it's very difficult to keep those numbers there. Just saying. You got to make your channel what it is. 2 habaneros, 9 tomatoes, pound of ground. Half a bottle of Crown. 3 teaspoons liquid smoke. 3 cloves. Garlic. Starter for a crock pot. Half a bottle of Crown Royal. I hope all of that's not going into the chili. Good Lord. Keeping an eye on runaway chickens all the time. Yeah, share back and forth. Hey, you grew too many onions and you can't store them? Hey, man, listen. I got 10 pounds extra onions. Do you have a place to, like, you can have them as long as you can store them, right? Kentucky, not terrible. Not terrible. Northern Girl Hobbies, you behave yourself. You stop with that now. Sam, what the heck? I'm going to have to stand you two in the corner? Stop with that now. Mr. Tom, I don't think I'm going to do that. They always get blocked or demonetized, those sorts of videos. But, Mr. Tom, got a great big bag of it here for you from last year's harvest. And that's only one of the two, and that's last year's harvest. I got 7 more of the same from this year. So I'm good for a number of years. On that, just saying, Mr. Tom, if you can send a drone up here, it's got some clips on it. I'll clip that right on there and drone it right back to you. Mr. Tom, you behave yourself too. I know you can get a little unruly sometimes, but no, I'm not singing happy birthday to myself. If there's someone who in here who does have a birthday today, I'll sing happy birthday. But I'm not singing happy birthday to myself today, tomorrow, the next day, on my actual birthday, or ever. In fact, I don't even like happy birthday being sung to me. But lots of folks do, which is why I offer that service. I think people enjoy it. 4 jars, 1 still drying. I didn't catch exactly what product was, Mary Beth. If you need to dance around it a bit, go ahead and dance around it. Put it in bold or whatever so I can see it. Just so I catch what you the product is there, Mary Beth. Oh, it's probably the same as what I just showed. Gotcha. Nope, fair enough. All right, Sam, now you're just bullshitting me. Sorry, BSing me. Whoop ass, I see you there. Welcome. No, I'm not doing a live stream tomorrow night. No, I'm sticking to my regularly scheduled thing. Pinball said he's got... Pinball's live stream is tomorrow night anyways, which I moderate on, okay? So I'll be there for that, and Pinball's asked for something either before or after that. I don't know. He'll text me and let me know what he wants, and we'll get it sorted out. So I'm not doing a live stream tomorrow night for my birthday. No. Hey, Truth Seeker. Welcome. There's Wesley Thomas. Northeast Mississippi. Hey. Oh, okay. Mary Beth, copy that. Thanks, Northern Girl Hobbies. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Flintstone Girl. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Grizz. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate that. Get any good stuff yet? Most of the stuff that I get for myself. However, a few weeks ago, I did get this lovely back warmer from Klingon Princess, which helps my back immensely. I love it. Thank you ever so much. Girl, you rock, all the way from beautiful Northern California. I do have something here, but I was instructed to not open it until my birthday. So I'm going to listen to those instructions. And I asked, do I open it on a live stream? Is it PG-13 enough? And I was instructed, just open it on your birthday. And if you want to show it after that, then that's my business. So I'll respect those wishes. I'll respect that. Cold. Am I getting cold yet? Well, it's 44 here right now, and rainy and miserable. I'll allow that. All right, somebody held it, so that's all right. Okay. My moderators are doing what they do. I appreciate you guys. Gals, thank you ever so much. Joe, might like the stuff coming soon. All right, well, if it's legal enough to cross the border, then it'll come up across the border. It's really crazy, the shipping time on... No, I got an envelope with a letter in it, like an envelope with a letter in it from Michigan. Took 6 weeks. Pinball sent me something in a manila envelope. You know, regular sized sheet of paper type thing. Took 6 weeks from Tennessee. Something else came from Tennessee. And it took 6 days. Something came from Louisiana. Took 6 weeks. Something else came from Louisiana. Took 6 days. Something came from Cali. Took 8 days. Something came from Alaska. Took 6 days. So I don't know what's going on. Start counting backwards from 50. No, I'm not doing that. No. I don't even want to count forwards up into 50. So. Oh, Kentucky's got 51 for the low there. Tomorrow to 34. Woo! That's early. Okay. Gotcha. And see, this is one of the reasons why we share the skinny, right? So for Kentucky survival, it's going to have an exceptionally early, very low temperature. So if you need to cover crops, if you got outdoors at 34, you may well get a frost or a freeze. So. I'll copy that. Gotcha, Joe. I'm not sure what the planting zone is, Charlie. It's the same as the Yoopers, or I'm on the north shore of Lake Ontario, just north of the New York border. I can go stand at the lake and I can see New York State. So I don't know where that puts me. 4. Well, Bettina's in here, or she was. Bettina, if you're still in here, can you chime in with what our growing zone is? Because they will be identical. She's only a couple of miles north, more north of the lake than I am. So it wouldn't really affect a whole lot. I might have an extra week at the beginning or end, but it'd be inconsequential. 6A or B. Okay, thank you. That beanbag heaters are great. Absolutely. Watching both channels. I've only got the one, so it must be another one. And that's okay. Bettina H, you're confused? Yeah. No. Seems like you're working just fine. Papa P, I'll be 52. Kimberly Brick, I see you there. Welcome. Just sat down for dinner. Now you got to share. What's for dinner? Ivan and Joe, there you are. Welcome. Hello and good evening. Happy Monday to you both. Hope you're well. Oh, Angie and Mike are live now too. Gotcha. That would be Me and You Acres. That's another awesome channel that was in the chat here earlier. They also do a live stream Monday. They try to wait until I'm done. I usually go from 7 till 8 on Mondays. Obviously, this is running long. Do I have everything planned? No, I have nothing planned for my birthday. Let me think. What do I have planned for my birthday? If it's not completely soaking wet out tomorrow, cleaning out some of the garden. That's pretty much it. Hopefully getting as much of that done as possible. But yeah, plans for my birthday? No. I don't make a big deal out of my birthday. It's just another day on which I'm aging, But no, Bettina. Nope. Oh, wait. What's the pirate up to? Someone drank your freedom beer. It wasn't me. But I bet there was a dirty pirate pug who drank my rum. Arrgh! Tell ya. Get him an eye patch. And a hat. Hat with skull and crossbones on it. But yeah, we've been rambling on for a long time here. Near 2 hours now. I think we've pretty much covered the topic. Oh, thank you, Monique. I appreciate that. Happy birthday. Thank you ever so much. Thank you. You don't have to do that. If you just wrote down happy birthday, I would read it and appreciate it. But thank you ever so much for that donation. Very, very much appreciated. Stitchberry, the pirate pug. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's going to go places, I'll tell you. He may walk the plank for it. You're taking your neighbor out for his 86th birthday, Grizz. Really? That is beautiful. That is awesome. Okay, so Grizz, maybe put it in bold or highlight it or something like you just did, so I can see. Just explain. Do you know where you're going? Where you're taking them? Like, are you just getting steak or what are you doing? That's great. Ah, hobby garden. That's very, very nice of you to say. Thank you. I appreciate that. Diane Polk, thank you ever so much. Stitch is a rock star. Wait till he gets his own frickin' channel. He's a filthy pirate pug. Stuart, you sent my present today. Well, I hope it's Air Express because it's not going to get here tomorrow. Hey, Lola, thank you ever so much. Thank you. Guys and gals, thank you ever so much for the birthday wishes. It's very, very nice of y'all to extend those wishes to me. Thank you. Rooster, you on your way? Yeah, stay well and safe, guys and gals. There's lots of other great channels live streaming right now. Me and You Acres is one of them. I encourage you to do it. They're a smaller channel. And they're doing the good things. Okay, they're just building their new homestead, and they're doing it. Okay, they're not taking their time doing nothing. They're on it. You know, pole barn's almost up, and the house is in the plans, right? So. They're busy with it. So definitely a channel worth checking out. I'll probably be dropping in there after. I may be sitting back, resting my back, not hunched over the computer in chat a lot. I may be just resting my back and watching. Oh, and I have to put my own casserole together. I put Bill's together first because I didn't know if I'd had time to do two. And Bill and I obviously talked a little bit long because I was a little bit late. It's a little late in the stream for that, Bettina. Saturday night, perhaps we can do another one, or next Monday, whichever. But, oh, Melanie, that's so sweet of you. Thank you, sister. I appreciate that. Many hugs and kisses to you as well. But with that, guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Maybe if one of our awesome moderators could drop a link to Me and You Acres before we bust out of here. And yeah, I'm probably going to head over there, and I'll be roaming around the interwebs here this evening. So we'll see y'all tomorrow night over on Pinball's giveaway, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's 50K. So that's very, very cool. And oh, Northern Girl Hobbies already busted the link. That's awesome. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate you, sister. So yeah, with that, stay well and safe, guys and gals. Don't forget to hold up your brothers and your sisters. Don't ever look down on anyone unless you're about to lift them up. I appreciate all of you being here, my awesome moderators. Thanks so much for dropping all the links, keeping the chat clean. To all of you who dropped super chats, thank you ever so much. I know that stuff is getting tougher and tougher to come by, so I appreciate every bit you can share with me. Very, very much appreciated. Each and every one of you, stay well and safe all. This is North, out for now. Happy Monday. No, where's the button? Here we go. Night all.